Okay, let's dive right in. If you're a student working on a big project right now, especially something like a dissertation, you're in a completely new world. And right at the center of it all, artificial intelligence.
So let's be real. Are you using a tool like ChatGPT to help you out? If you are, you're definitely not alone. But the big question isn't if you're using it, it's are you doing it right? Are you acknowledging it properly?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's like walking a tightrope. How do you use these amazing tools to make your work better without accidentally crossing that line into plagiarism? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down right now. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of different citation styles, there is one single golden rule that you have to remember. This is the foundation for everything else. And this quote really says it all. It boils down to this. If you use it, you have to disclose it. It's that simple. This isn't about trying to hide the fact that you got some help. It's about being totally transparent. Academic integrity in the age of AI, it all comes down to being honest. Okay, so with that golden rule locked in, let's get practical. How do you actually document this stuff? We're going to walk through the official guidance from the big three in academic world: APA, MLA, and Chicago style.
And wow, this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? It shows you just how differently each style thinks about this. I mean, just look at that author row. APA says the author is the company. Chicago says it's the AI tool itself. And MLA? They say there's no author at all. It's a great little snapshot before we dive into each one.
So first on the block is APA style from the American Psychological Association. If you're studying anything in the social sciences, education, psychology, you probably know this one very, very well. So you can see APA's logic here. They basically treat the AI output like a piece of software or some kind of corporate document. It's a pretty straightforward four-part formula. You've got the company as the author, the year, the name of the tool as the title, and, this is super important, a shareable URL so someone can actually go and look at the conversation. And boom, here's what that looks like in the wild, on your actual reference page. You see all four pieces right there. OpenAI as the author, the year, the specific version of ChatGPT, and that critical, shareable link at the end. And what about inside your actual paper, your in-text citation? Even easier. It's just the author, so OpenAI, and the year. That's it, just like any other source you'd cite in APA. Nice and clean.
Okay, so you think you've got it figured out. Well, hold on, because the Modern Language Association, MLA, is about to throw a major curveball. If you're in the humanities, this is your world. Now, this is where it gets really fascinating. MLA's philosophy is totally different. They argue that the AI can't be an author. So instead, the title of the work is your prompt. Whatever you typed into the chat box, that's the title. After that, you list the tool itself as the container, and then the usual version, publisher, and date. Check this out. See how the citation starts with the actual prompt in quotation marks? That's a huge shift from APA, right? MLA's approach really puts the focus on your creative input, what you asked the AI to do. So what do you do in the text? I mean, you can't stick that whole long prompt in parentheses, right? Well, MLA has a really clever solution for this. You just shorten that long title down to the first noun or noun phrase. So a long prompt becomes just instructions. It's a smart way to keep things brief. All right, one more to go. And if you thought APA and MLA were different, well, let's just say Chicago plays by its own set of rules entirely. So here's the deal with Chicago. They look at AI-generated text like it's a personal conversation, like an email you sent or a phone call you had. Because your reader can't go back and check it themselves, Chicago says it doesn't belong in your main bibliography. You just mention it in the text, or if you want to be more formal, you use a footnote. And if you do need that formal footnote, this is what it looks like. Nice and tidy. You just explain what it is, who made it, when you got it, and a general URL. It's simple and it keeps your bibliography clean for only those sources everyone can access. But, just getting the citation right in your reference list, that's only half the battle. Remember that golden rule? Transparency. And the best practice now goes way beyond just a simple citation. And this example right here, this is what we're talking about. This is the new gold standard for sure. This student from Monash University didn't just say, oh, I used AI. No way. They spelled out exactly which tools they used for exactly which tasks, from brainstorming ideas to outlining sections to even formatting their references. This level of detail, this is what true academic honesty looks like now.
Okay, I know that was a ton of information to absorb. To make it all stick, let's wrap this all up with a super simple checklist to keep you on the straight and narrow. Let's just boil it down to 4 simple rules to live by. First, do acknowledge any and all AI use. Second, do make sure the big ideas, the main arguments, that's all you. Third, don't just copy and paste. And finally, don't just lightly rephrase what the AI gives you. This is about using AI as a partner, not as a ghostwriter. And that really leaves us with a huge question to think about, doesn't it? As these tools get smarter and become more deeply woven into how we work, not just as a source to cite, but as a real partner in our research and writing, how is our whole idea of authorship going to change? That's something we're all going to be figuring out together.